We live in a digital ghost. We believe our reality is anchored in cloud servers, high-frequency trading algorithms, and the sanitized glass of Wall Street. We think the modern world is a construct of silicon and light. It is a comfortable lie. The global economy is not virtual. It is visceral. It is physical. It is heavy. Beneath the pixels and the promises of the machine, the entire matrix runs on a single archaic fluid, blood in the form of oil. Every server farm, every logistics hub, every skyscraper, and every smartphone is powered by a continuous, pressurized stream of hydrocarbons. If that flow stops, the digital ghost vanishes. The heart of the global body is a network of steel pipes and massive tankers. It is a system designed for efficiency, not for resilience. It is a system that has a fatal mathematical weakness. We are told that we are secure. We are told that our complexity is our strength. We are wrong. The most complex machine ever built by man is currently balanced on a knife edge, a single geographic error, a physical failure point that can be reached with a simple boat. The matrix is not a cloud. It is a liquid, and the liquid is trapped. Look at the map. Forget the borders. Forget the ideologies. Look at the water. At the entrance to the Persian Gulf lies a strip of sea that determines whether the lights stay on in London, Tokyo, and New York. The Strait of Hormuz. At its narrowest point, the shipping lane is only 21 miles wide. 21 miles. The distance of a morning run. This is the artery. This is the bottleneck of the human race. Every single day, more than 20 million barrels of oil pass through this tiny corridor. That is 20% of the total global oil consumption, moving through a space smaller than most cities. It is the highest density of energy transfer on the planet. If the global economy is a person, Hormuz is the jugular. There is no alternative. There is no bypass. Pipelines exist, but they are insufficient. They are minor diversions for a flood that requires the open sea. This strip of water is the ultimate choke point. It is a geographic anomaly that has become the single most important coordinate in the history of capital. We have built an $8 trillion annual trade network on a 21-mile foundation. We have bet the future of civilization on the hope that this narrow passage remains clear. It is a bet we are currently losing. The architecture of modern war is shifting. You no longer need a nuclear warhead to decapitate a superpower. You don't need a carrier strike group or a multi-billion-dollar stealth bomber. In the Strait of Hormuz, the math of destruction is terrifyingly cheap. The system is vulnerable to asymmetry. A swarm of civilian speedboats converted into suicide drones. A handful of naval mines, manufactured for the price of a mid-sized sedan, scattered across the shipping lanes. The physics are simple and brutal. A supertanker is a massive, slow-moving target. It is a floating city of combustible energy. If you sink one in the right spot, you create a navigational nightmare. If you sink three, you close the strait. The insurance premiums for shipping would skyrocket to the point of insolvency before the first fire was even extinguished. No captain will sail into a minefield for any price. The strait becomes a graveyard. The flow of liquid life stops. The blockade is not a wall of steel ships. It is a wall of risk, a wall of uncertainty, a wall of fear. You don't have to defeat the Navy. You just have to make the water too expensive to touch. The choke point is a trigger, and the finger is already on it. When the artery is severed, the autopsy begins in real time. The domino effect is instantaneous. The price of a barrel of oil doesn't just rise, it explodes. It doubles, then triples in a matter of hours. This is not just a problem for gas stations. This is the death of the just-in-time delivery model. Every supply chain on Earth is calibrated for a specific fuel price. When that price vanishes, the supply chain freezes. Wall Street panics. The algorithms, sensing the end of the energy flow, begin a massive automated liquidation. Trillions of dollars in paper wealth vanish as the market realizes that the digital ghost cannot eat, move, or compute without the liquid. Inflation becomes a wildfire. The cost of everything, food, medicine, plastic, heat, moves beyond the reach of the average citizen. Logistics arteries are severed. Ships sit idle in the middle of the ocean. Trucks stop at the borders. The military might of a superpower means nothing when its tanks have no fuel, and its citizens are rioting for bread. The modern world is a house of cards built on the assumption of infinite, cheap motion. We have optimized ourselves into a corner. We have traded security for speed. We have traded resilience for profit. And now, the profit is being reclaimed by the geography we tried to ignore. We prefer the illusion of security. We want to believe that the world is too big to fail. We want to believe that the matrix is held together by something more substantial than 21 miles of seawater. It isn't. The real danger is not the threat itself. The danger is our refusal to see the bottleneck. We have built a global empire on a physical choke point, and we have left the keys in the door. Stability is a temporary state of grace. Security is a marketing term. The system is screaming, but we have tuned out the frequency. The liquid is the reality. The pixels are the mask, and the mask is beginning to slip. But Hormuz is just the physical cage. In our next autopsy, we dissect the financial monopoly that controls the liquid itself, the black blood cartel and the petrodollar. This is the blueprint. Subscribe to decode the rest of the trap.